Oh, we missed team preview. Nope. All right, we're still in team preview. Cool. Anyways, now, guys, team preview. Alec with Kangaskhan, Heatran, Landorus, Azumarill, Amoonguss, and Thundurus, a team that we know so well. Azumarill, of course, came back pretty recently as we see Swampert, Tornadus, Manectric, Politoed, Ludicolo. What is that, Len?
Omastar!
For those of you who guessed Omastar as the correct fossil Pokemon, give yourselves a pat on the back because I never thought I'd say that.
There's so many Pokemon on that team that you don't see much anymore. Tornadus kind of fell off and used it in 2011, used a ton. 2012, 2013 used a bit, and it just fell off after it lost Flying Gem. Swampert's been something we've been seeing more of recently.
Yeah.
Another Swift Swimmon. Tornadus probably there for Manual Rain, right? Prankster Manual Rain?
Possibly. We did see Politoed, right?
Politoed and Ludicolo, and Omastar with Swift Swim.
So now we see Politoed and Ludicolo leads out for Tyler here, and Alec going to go ahead and counter Azumarill and Amoonguss. Those are very good rain counters right there. Very good rain counters.
Solid things to have in on the rain. Other than the Giga Drain.
Yeah, but still, it's a solid rain counter because those Pokemon don't mind taking anything from Politoed or any sort of water attack. Of course, Ludicolo does threaten that Azumarill. Will not get redirected by Amoonguss. So, not bad, not bad, not bad.
Yeah, we'll see what Politoed can do here. Politoed's vary pretty widely between Scarf varieties, Citrus varieties. Might have something like Parashung or Helping Hand. There we go.
Politoed going straight for the Helping Hand here. Might see that Ludicolo goes for an Ice Beam straight into the Amoonguss. Kind of scared that Azumarill would protect itself there as the Ludicolo almost picks up the knockout on that Amoonguss with the Life Orb. Offensive Ludicolo, something I haven't seen since 2009. Play Rough connects onto the Ludicolo and does not get enough to pick up the knockout, but the Sludge Bomb picks up the knockout on that Ludicolo. Huge, huge knockout right there.
So with the Helping Hand, I thought for sure meant the Giga Drain was coming because 2 Ice Beams is better than 1. Even if that one is Helping Hand boosted. So I don't know if that means Politoed doesn't have Ice Beam or maybe locked itself into Helping Hand so that it could Helping Hand the Giga Drain the next turn instead of locking into Ice Beam. But it was interesting to see that.
We do see Manectric come out, and that is another Pokemon that Azumarill doesn't enjoy facing off against. If it Mega Evolves, then it can easily go for the
Thunder.
Thunder?
I don't know. He seems pretty rain-focused. If you
Maybe, I guess, but does have to deal with the Amoonguss for one more turn. Unfortunately, that Ice Beam could not pick up the knockout. So something that he'll probably have to look into in Game 2 if he does try to make any adjustments. You know, try to get rid of that Amoonguss so that, or just even go straight for the knockout on the Azumarill. As we see Mega Manectric make an appearance. I haven't seen a Mega Manectric Mega Evolve since, I don't know, early in 2014 or so.
I used one of the 2014 LCQ.
We do see the Intimidate go off onto the Azumarill here. Going to try to slow it down a little bit as Amoonguss goes for the Rage Powder. Going to draw away any attack for this turn as Manectric goes for the Thunder, straight into the Thunder, into that Amoonguss. That is going to be a knocked out Amoonguss.
Yeah, but been a very useful Amoonguss. Got the KO on Ludicolo and got this redirect to keep Azumarill safe.
And we see Azumarill finally set up for the Belly Drum here. Going to go ahead and maximize its attack at the cost of half of its hit points. Citrus Berry going to restore it back to about 75%. What does Politoed have to deal with this Azumarill right here? Because otherwise that's problematic. Politoed's going to go for the Scald here, targeting down Azumarill. Does it get the burn? Can it get the burn on Azumarill? Does not get the burn. And Azumarill is still at pretty decent health.
So, Politoed's not choice locked. Doesn't that mean it does not have Ice Beam?
Maybe not. I mean, Helping Hand, Scald. Perish Song, maybe?
Encore, Protect.
I don't know. It's definitely, I mean, there's a lot of different options here.
Kangaskhan hits the field now, gets in unintimidated, threatening Fake Out. You know, Aqua Jet is probably a KO on Manectric, so Fake Out Politoed, Aqua Jet Manectric is an easy play.
Yeah, definitely need something here to get rid of this Azumarill. Unfortunately, you know, the Azumarill getting up that Belly Drum is going to be big because it's going to be able to threaten everything on the field. The Politoed might not be threatened. Actually, no, it's threatened because it gets outsped by the Azumarill.
And we saw the play rough already.
Yeah. Kangaskhan now going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. Manectric going to protect itself. Does not want to take any damage this turn from a Fake Out and possibly loses Manectric. Kangaskhan does go Fake Out, targeting down that Politoed. Smart, safe play. Probably the Aqua Jet going to target down the Manectric here to be able to pick up a knockout. Azumarill does go for the Aqua Jet, does target into the Manectric as Politoed flinches and cannot move. So,
but Politoed's most likely in return range, so you still just Aqua Jet and return. If it has Citrus Berry, it might be able to get through this turn. But if not, could be 2 KOs, and Tyler's got to do something.
Yeah, Tyler now playing a little bit from behind. Don't come out yet. He still has one more Pokemon back. We're not exactly sure what it is. maybe it might be able to make a comeback for him. But
well, he has no water resist but Ludicolo, right? So anything that switches in to take that Aqua Jet will also just be knocked out.
Right. I think, yeah, he does. He has to survive this attack pretty much.
Yeah, I think double protecting might have been his best. But even that, you're just hoping for a Politoed attack.
Now Kangaskhan goes for the turn here, going to connect with the Politoed. Is it going to be enough to pick up the knockout? It looks like, ooh, critical hit on the first hit. No Citrus Bear, going to go ahead and pick up the knockout on the second hit.
I don't think it would have KO'd without the critical hit. The critical hit should have been the damage of the first two. Would have got a chance to attack. I don't think he was going to win this game anyway. It would have been a very low health Politoed.
And we do see Omastar come out here. Okay, all right, let's see what this Omastar can do. Maybe it has a Focus Sash. Not exactly sure what item it could possibly be.
Yeah, it's. I don't think it can really win this game, but I'm excited to see what it can do. If I was Tyler, I might just concede so you don't show anyone what it can do.
Kangaskhan does go for the Sucker Punch here, going to target down the Omastar. Of course, the only target left, bringing it down to about 60%. As the Azumarill goes for the Aqua Jet and picks up the knockout here. Nothing revealed.
Yeah, what was revealed was Omastar's ability. If it had been weak armor, we would have seen Sucker Punch boost the speed there.
I think since it's a rain-heavy team.
But you never know. You revealed something.
I guess. Going back into team preview now, going into game 2, what adjustments do you think have to be made right now for
Can't give up the Ludicolo that easily.
Right.
Azumarill's going to be a big threat. You're giving it an extra 1.5 boost to that Aqua Jet. You have only one water resist. And that one water resist is one of your only good ways to actually do big damage to it. Omastar, Politoed, even maybe Tornadus aren't going to KO even after the belly drum. Maybe Swampert does, maybe not. So you cannot lose Ludicolo on turn 1. You really can't lose Ludicolo until Azumarill's knocked out.
Absolutely.
That's tough to do. That's a lot to ask.
I mean, you have to admit, like, the Amoonguss kind of revealed the Sludge Bomb. Like, a lot of Amoonguss don't have Sludge Bomb these days.
Yeah, but Ludicolo's at low enough health. Giga Drain would have KO'd also.
Yeah,
the Sludge Bomb isn't what changed it there. I also think if he does have Ice Beam on Politoed, if that turn 1 was different and he just KOs the Amoonguss, he's in a much better spot. But yeah, trying to lead something, figure out a way to not ever give up that belly drum or KO it on the same turn it puts it up or something is what he's going to have to do to adjust.
I want to see what Omastar can do.
I want to see Tornadus be led, I think, instead of Politoed.
You think Tornadus?
I think Politoed, you want the rain, but it doesn't threaten Azumarill enough. It got its one chance to attack and get a Scald. If it had burned, that would have been great, but because it didn't, it was just...
I'm not even sure if you need the rain. I mean, you're just boosting Azumarill's Aqua Jet at that point.
Yeah, that's true, but you also have 3 Swift Swim Pokemon, likely. So...
You don't... Swift Swim is nice and all, but I think he has a lot of opportunities to set up rain. A lot of players on their Politoed, they actually like to put Rain Dance on it just to be able to set back up the rain after maybe like a Tyranitar comes in or a Charizard Mega Evolves. Tornadus, of course, gets Prankster Rain Dance if it really wanted to, so I don't know. Like, Politoed didn't really do much in that game. It does have access to the Scald. Did go for the Helping Hand, but did it really do much?
Yeah, I just think on a team where all 6 Pokemon are rain focused, it's a lot to ask, not even bring Politoed.
I'm sure there's other options, but we're ready now to go into Game 2 here at the top 8 of the 2015-2016 Pokemon Video Game Regional Championships. Same leads right here from Tyler. Going to go ahead and lead Ludicolo and Politoed. Thundurus and Kangaskhan out for Alec's side. Alec kind of making a little bit of adjustments here, and that's actually a pretty good adjustment.
Yeah. No, Alec's in a great spot. It ended up working out for him last time, but it was a little closer. This should be, a fake out and a Thunder Wave or a big return somewhere. If Ludicolo gets paralyzed or goes down, Azumarill's free to come in and really wreak havoc later. Probably means it's hard to ask Ludicolo to switch here also because it's immediately got a little bit of offensive presence and can fake out support on its own. And if Politoed's left on it by itself, it can just be KO'd before it gets a chance to attack.
We do see the switch probably into Manectric right here. Going to try to draw away any electric type attack. Manectric coming in now. Kangaskhan going to go ahead and Mega Evolve. Ludicolo does have access to Fake Out, and since Rain's already out turn 1, Ludicolo could possibly Fake Out the Kangaskhan just to prevent it from being able to move and flinch something here. Thundurus is going to Protect. All right, so now that this Thundurus protects, I've seen a lot of players recently get thrown up because Thundurus does have Protect. Ludicolo goes straight for the Hydro Pump here.
No Fake Out.
The Kangaskhan. Going to do a very good amount of damage. Oh, Kangaskhan hangs
Fly
on.
Forward, not Assault Vest.
And Ludicolo does get knocked out from that return, so that was a pretty big damage trade, but now Azumarill is going to be pretty threatening. What Tyler has to do is prevent that Azumarill from setting up a belly drum. That's all he has to do in order to try to mitigate. Yeah,
fake out and switching Manectric was a very safe play. You know, almost nothing can happen on your turn. Like, the worst that can happen is a hidden power from a Thundurus. But he went for the big Hydro Pump KO. It was Life Orb Ludicolo. We had that revealed. I guess we probably saw it in Game 1. But instead of Assault Vest, it's much more common now. And if it had gotten the KO, it would have been huge. Ludicolo would still be on the field. Thundurus protecting it from or Manectric protecting it from the Thundurus. Because he missed, now he's got to figure out a way to get through these two Pokemon and get through Azumarill without Ludicolo. Time to see what Omastar can do now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I mean, Manectric does protect the Omastar with the Lightning Rod ability. There's 13 seconds left for Tyler to make his decision.
Do you think he'll Mega Evolve? I think it's a really tough decision. You want the Intimidate if you can get it.
I don't think you need a Mega Evolve, though. We do see Thunder switch out. Probably not going to have much to do. Amoonguss comes in here. Amoonguss probably trying to draw away attacks from whatever he's going to send in later and set up a Belly Drum. Sucker Punch from Manectric, or Sucker Punch from Kangaskhan onto the Manectric, doing a lot of damage as Omastar goes for the Ice Beam here, targeting down the Amoonguss. Good call right there, and does a lot of damage as Manectric goes for a Charge Beam as Kangaskhan dodges it.
Wow, that Charge Beam, really cool to see. But you do see where when not Mega Evolving cost him a lot there. That a -1 Sucker Punch against Mega Manectric does a lot less than a neutral Kangaskhan to a normal Manectric.
Right, absolutely. You know, when Pokemon Mega Evolve, they do get a bit of a stat change, and you know, unfortunate right there to see that Charge Beam miss. But the payoff would have been huge if he got the special attack boost.
Yeah, would have been huge. Now Sucker Punch is a KO on Manectric, even if it does Mega Evolve, I think. And that limits Tyler's options significantly. He probably has to KO Amoonguss. He can't allow a Giga Drain onto Omastar. But that means Kangaskhan sticks around another turn.
And Manectric going to protect itself here. What is Kangaskhan going to do? Kangaskhan goes for the Sucker Punch into the Manectric slot. Going to fail. Omastar goes for the Ice Beam, picks up the knockout on the Amoonguss. So
no!
Oh
no!
Onto the Kangaskhan. Uh-oh. As Amoonguss goes for the Spore. Okay. All right, go ahead and just Spore the Omastar.
It's one of the few times you're much happier to see Spore than Giga Drain. I think Giga Drain maybe wouldn't have KO'd, but there's a good chance it KOs and heals back all that really good Ice Beam damage you got.
As we do see Azumarill come in now, this is not a good position for Tyler.
No, not at all. I would have rather seen the Amoonguss knocked out. Even if what that means is you allowed Omastar to be knocked out by something like a low kick. Amoonguss is off the field, and then Manectric is much more capable of dealing with Azumarill. Now sleeping Omastar, here you just Rage Powder and Belly Drum.
Yeah, it's a tough spot. I mean, you can still Thunder to pick up the knockout on the Amoonguss, but
will it?
I think it might. Thunder's powerful, dude. Manectric now going to Mega Evolve, going to go for an Intimidate onto the Azumarill, but of course that might just get mitigated by the fact that Azumarill can go for a Belly Drum and just maximize its attack stat to automatically 6 stages of increased attack, essentially quadrupling its attack power. Amoonguss now goes for the Rage Powder. What is going to happen here? Omastar still cannot get moving, still taking a nap. First turn of sleep right there as Manectric goes for the Thunder, probably trying to target down that Azumarill, but Amoonguss says otherwise. The Thunder does not pick up the knockout on Amoonguss. Amoonguss barely hangs on as Azumarill is able to easily set up a Belly Drum.
And just that fast, I'm pretty sure that's the match. Another Rage Powder. Aqua Jet will KO one of these two Pokemon. The other will hit into Amoonguss. And then Aqua Jet KOs something else. And you're starting to get way too far behind to come back. Yeah, the momentum really got away from when he didn't get rid of that Amoonguss faster. Could have gotten an Ice Beam in on it. Could have, if Thunder had been able to KO, or if he'd had a coverage move like a Hidden Power Ice. Yeah, Hidden Power Ice would have done enough more than Thunder that would have been the KO.
Yeah, unfortunately for Tyler, he is currently playing very behind. You know, Kangaskhan is surviving that Hydro Pump huge. Amoonguss, you know, not getting knocked out so soon was also huge as we see Omastar switch out into the Politoed here. Not going to try to reactivate any sort of rain.
Hoping to take the Aqua Jet, I think.
Yeah, but I think the Aqua Jet's just going to go straight to the Manectric anyways. As the Aqua Jet does connect to the Politoed. All right.
I think it was pretty much a 50-50 guess, and he guessed right. That's going to help him a lot if he's any chance to come back in this game.
Time to go for some protects here, man. It's all about protect mind games now. Tyler, if he plays it right, he can somehow crawl out of this hole that he's in.
Well, it's still tough. It depends on what comes out here. And that eliminates it, I think. Thunderbolt plus Aqua Jet is 2 KOs before either Pokemon moves. You can't do anything about that. If Almastar switches into either slot, it will also be knocked out.
That's true.
If Manectric and Almastar could both be on the field with neither safely somehow, you would have a chance, but there's no way to make that happen. You just click Aqua Jet Thunderbolt until the game's over.
Absolutely, Len. Tough for Tyler. You know, the Amoonguss, Ludicolo definitely getting knocked out turn 1 for him. Both games was
and this is just a really tough team matchup. The Azumarill Amoonguss matchup is clearly not very good for him, but it's also one of the most common strategies in the game right now.
Yeah.
And so having a matchup this bad against it is tough to ask to go through top cut with that. Through Swiss, you might take one loss to it and beat everyone else, or manage to get through it by outplaying your opponent once, but it's hard to do that in the best 2 out of 3.
And now Omastar is going to come in, going to have one last chance to do something. And, the rains lasted for a lot of turns. I think it might be Damp Rock Polytoad.
Yeah, we had never seen an item, so that makes sense.
And the Aqua Jet from Azumarill connecting with the Omastar, and that does it here for the top 8 of the 2015-2016 Pokemon Video Game Regional Championships in San Jose, California. Alec Wild moves on to the top 4 here, where he awaits the winner of Chase Libert and Alberto Lara. Huh? What? Winner? But yeah, I mean, it was a good call. It was a good series. I mean, it's just losing the Ludicolo so early was just unfortunate. Both games. Yeah,
both games lost it, and it was the key to beating Azumarill, but it's also the key to the team in general. Ludicolo has long been the best Pokemon in Rain, and that's why so often now Rain is just Politoed and Ludicolo.
Right.
And so he had to use it to try to take a lead. Game 1 went for a big Ice Beam KO, didn't quite get it, cost him Ludicolo. Game 2 went for a big Hydro Pump KO, didn't quite get it, and it cost him Ludicolo. If those fall just a little bit differently, then it could be a totally different match.
Yeah. Why don't we hear it from Alec himself, who is standing by for a player interview. Some quick updates before we take a quick break and switch it over to the player interview between Andrew and Daniel. That's Kermit the Frog. He is currently up in their series 1-0. Chase versus Alberto. Chase is currently up 1-0 versus Alberto. And Emilio versus Aaron, CT Cybertron Zhang. Emilio is currently up 1-0 in that series. We're going to go ahead and take a quick break, and when we return, a player interview with Alec, PM649 Wild.
We're here with Alec. I think you were also very patient with Azumarill. Most players belly drum like in the first turn or 2, and tell me about how you decided when to time that belly drum so that it'd be most effective.
Well, I decided not to lead. Well, for game 2, I decided not to lead with Azumarill because I figured he may, try to kill my Azumarill first. Let's see. But I think I don't know what to say.
All right. And so, has Azumarill been key to your strategy all day? Is it the
Not
core
all
of your
day.
team?
I haven't fully relied on it.
Okay. So you say the team's what's the main core of your team? Really, you think?
Well, the main core, obviously is Azumarill, Kanska, Amoonguss. But I don't really rely on zoom rail that much. But I do rely on good matchups for it.
Okay. Were there any other Pokemon you're concerned about on his team? Anything you brought specifically to counter one of them, maybe?
No.
No, just went after the Azumarill strategy and kept doing that. Have you ever played an Amistar before?
Oh, no.
Have you ever played Charge Beam Manectric before?
Oh, no. It's like
when was the last time you saw Life Orb Ludicolo?
Sounds like 2014.
Right, yeah.
It's
kind of crazy. Were you surprised? Were you worried about the Hydro Pump KOing Kangaskhan?
I was until it survived. I was like, ooh.
Yeah, because we didn't see that coming at all. Just we were thinking like maybe it'll fake out.
I thought it was Scald or something.
Yeah, right. That's been the more conservative option. Just go for that big KO. Was huge. Well, congrats again.
Yeah, thank you.
Good luck.